these idiots really think that nothing would happen if they came out on the streets in support of a prescribed terrorist organization just after it's been put on the prescribed list? We had a bunch of idiots today decide to come down to London and in other places like Manchester with signs saying, "I support Palestine Action." And they thought there would be no consequences. But hats off to the police, for once, actually have done their jobs, and they have shown all these idiot lefties a lesson. So we have had 41 people arrested, Scotland Yard have confirmed. There you can see on the screen a girl with very interesting coloured hair, really fits the stereotype, going floppy, clearly being trained by Just Stop Oil. Now Just Stop Oil has decided to stop protesting. They've all just moved on to protesting for Palestine, just like Greta Thunberg. She doesn't care about the environment anymore. She just cares about Gaza because it's what is trendy. And here we have a photo of a bunch of these people holding signs saying, "I oppose genocide, I support Palestine Action." Did they really think there would be no consequences for that? I mean, on the one hand, I sort of don't blame them, because there have been so many people who have gone on various pro-Palestine marches and shouted things and held signs that are in favour of Hamas, and they've got away with it. But I think, they've got away with it because, A, that wasn't just after Hamas has been prescribed as a terrorist organisation. It's not kind of, top of the news. This group has just been prescribed. But also, that is people who have been thrown in the mix of people who are protesting pro-Palestine with a right, with freedom of speech to do so, and have decided to, on the whim, shout something in favour of Hamas, and the police either haven't caught them or they've turned a blind eye. But when a group of people specifically come down just to support a prescribed terrorist organisation, come on, guys, you're going to face the consequences. Don't be fools. And here's one picture of another guy with his sign, sat there, legs crossed, looks like he's not even interested in engaging with that police officer. He's trying to have a calm conversation with him. We've also, as I've said, had things kicking off in Manchester, where we are hearing that 16 people have been arrested. You can hear shouts of end apartheid. Police going in, arresting people with their signs, and you can see these people are not cooperating. They're having to be carried out. They've been trained by the same Just Stop Oil lot to go floppy when the police try to arrest you, as if that's going to work. The police are still arresting you. You're just making their life harder. Okay, you could have just stood up like a normal person and got it over with, like most people when they get arrested. Here's a floppy old man in London today. You would think when you see a guy of that age like that, you would think that he's dead and about to be carried off into an ambulance. But no, he's not dead. He's just pretending to be, when he could have just stood up and walked. You're getting arrested anyway, mate, so it's just to get attention. Attention-seeking idiots. And Chris Rose tweeted this, which I think was a very good point. "Hi, Keir Starmer. Since we have almost 100 people arrested since Palestine Action became a prescribed terrorist group, can we have 27 courts and no bail to send out a message, just like, of course, we had with the riots, where, despite there being huge backlogs in the courts in this country, all of a sudden we could open 24/7 courts and get people in prison overnight." Chris says, "We know it can be done. Get this judge to give them a lecture about morals." I believe that is the judge that gave someone a 20-month sentence for a Facebook post. And so I thought, you know what? Let me just have a look on Keir Starmer's Twitter and see if he has posted anything to condemn people coming out on the streets today in support of a terrorist organisation. But oh no, he's too much of a wuss for that. All he has tweeted about today is Wimbledon and how he is smashing the gangs. Of course, he says, "Since the election we've returned 30,000 people with no right to be here, and we won't stop there. Now we will be able to return migrants arriving via small boat back to France, smashing the business model of people smugglers." Where do I even start? We've returned 30,000 people with no right to be here. Those 30,000 people, none of them are people who came here on boats. They are people who came here legally and overstayed their visas. They're people like Vietnamese nail workers and fruit pickers, and you've paid them each $3,000 to leave. You've given them a pay package to go, okay? And then you're acting like you're all tough because you've agreed with France that you might swap 50 migrants back each week. It's probably not even going to go through. The European Commission and all the lefty lawyers are going to knock it down. So I'd hold your horses, mate. You're a little bit big for your boots. But anyway, that is the latest. We will see if next Saturday, which seems to be the day for protesting, if these lefty idiots have a go again or if they will be put off from the 41 people being arrested today. I'm Chloe Dobbs. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss out on any more videos. See you next time.